Friends, as everyone of us is concerned about the outcome of present education system in the form of development of skill, knowledge, attitude amongst the learner. There is a report that the students coming out from the higher education system presently implemented, they are not up to the mark in the form of level of creativity, level of expertise, level of initiative, and also the students participating in developmental process. They are considered to be not up to the mark in terms of employment, employability, as well as entrepreneurship. We are been discussing what are the problems associated with the present system, what are the possible solutions, what are the remedies, and what should be done in order to overcome these difficulties. One of the main solutions could be analyzing the ancient Indian teaching system. As you know that there are many innovations, innovative ancient Indian teaching skills are required to be analyzed with respect to present scenario. And there could be possibility of bridging the gap between ancient Indian teaching skill and modern teaching skill. As you know that India has been considered to be the learning seat in the past, and as you know that all over the world students used to come to India in very recognized institution like Takshashila, Nalanda, where there are multidisciplinary studies, research at very high level used to take place. And it is said that from India, no one was interested in going abroad, whereas from all over the world, students, interested learners, they used to come to India and join these very recognized and acclaimed institutions, universities to get the knowledge. The ancient Indian philosophy or the teaching system or Gurukul was focused on learning by heart. That means Atmasat. Everything is required to be understood by heart, mind, and is required to be practiced all over the lifetime. That means the knowledge is required to be acquired, practiced, and retained by attaining sustainable level. There is a difference between present system and ancient teaching system. As you know that the present system talks about learning and crossing the various levels and achieving certain competency, basically aiming at to develop someone to become competent to get the job or to create certain business. Whereas in ancient Indian educational system, it was inclusive system, it was a dynamic system, and it was connected with the life, society, and universe as well. As you know that the ancient system was focused on learning 14 different forms of knowledge, that is called Chauda Vidya, and 64 different forms of art, that means Sausashta Kala. And as you know that they have lot of ways to make the learning system, whether it is curriculum system, delivery system, assessment system, perfect by way of experimentation, observation, experience, and documentation. If you see the creation of Vedas, Upanishada, Puran, Katha, these are different forms of the knowledge which was delivered by the teacher in Gurukul system. If you see the Gurukul system in ancient Indian method was very perfect. They were standalone and autonomous system without interference from state or society. Every Gurukul used to update their knowledge, their system continuously, and it was inclusive and equitable system for all the students from all over. And you know that the students from rich, from poor, they have to stay in Gurukul and also perform the duties assigned by the teacher or guru. And if you see that method of performing their own duties has created the dignity to the labor, and hence the system was so perfect and it was developed in such a manner that Gurukul system used to deliver the personalities who have not only created further of the knowledge, but also contributed a benchmark contribution in the society. Whether it is Lord Krishna, who was taught by Sandipani Rishi, or for that matter Maryada Purushottam Ram, has been created from the Gurukul system. If you see the Gurukul system in India, in ancient India, was basically by way of giving example. That means the concept is used to be taught. It was required to be given example, illustration, discussion, and finally it was required to be acquired mastery over the concept. This was the process of learning as well as teaching in the Indian ancient system. And if you see the examples or illustrations given, was connected the astrology with the mathematics, with the science, with the environment, with the ecosystem. And if really is understood in such a way that the concept remains always with the learner. And as you know that the emphasis was given on continuous repetition of certain sloka, certain philosophy, and that is called pathantar. That means everyone first used to learn by heart, by mind, by words and by hearing, and then it used to be embedded in the focus in the mind, heart and soul. And hence the knowledge earned during this learning process used to stay throughout the life in the learner, and hence it was basically atmasat. The jnana used to be completely acquired and which is required to be used. And as you know that during this methodology, if you want to really get connected with the basics, it used to be through Subhashita. That means certain knowledge and messages were embedded in the 2 lines slokas, and it used to be given as an example of the existing system. As you know that storytelling used to be also excellent methodology in the past, and this method has been used so effectively that the learners used to remember the concept very effectively for a long time. It is necessary to bridge, necessary to take some good things from the innovative ancient Indian teaching skills and to bring them to the existing system. As you know that the existing system works on very short term goals with specific objective and learning objective, and over a period of time it seems that most of the learner or the students tend to forget what they have learned at earlier stages, and hence we need to really bring the concept of ancient Indian teaching into the existing teaching skill. For example, if you have to give the example of say climate change, in the past it used to be with the help of astrology, with the help of movement of stars and also sun and moon, as compared to today's example. Today's example is confined with the classroom. If you see the students learning in classroom is not very confident when they go to the field to understand the concept which is taught in the classroom. It is the technologically driven. I am not saying that today's teaching skills are not relevant, but they are required to be modified, amended, and can be benefited from the ancient teaching skill, so that their desired objectives are met. And the best example is utilization of technology assisted learning process in the modern time with the help of the concept derived from ancient teaching skill. Today, the technology is helping a lot in terms of machine learning, in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of data analytics, in terms of recorded lectures. These are technological methods or technological tools are very effective in the present teaching skill, in the teaching learning process. But if we see that these technological tools should be utilized to ensure that the students who have already learned the taught, basically the acquired knowledge should remain with the students lifelong and can be utilized for their betterment. It is necessary to compare the existing system and the ancient Indian teaching skill methods. It is necessary that when we talk about the system, the curriculum and the delivery system and the assessment system is required to be modified in such a way that the existing system becomes more effective. If you see the type of questions posed to the students in the present system and in the ancient system, they were totally different with different approach. As you know, everyone knows the example of Dronacharya asking Arjuna, what are you seeing on the bird kept on the trees? And the focus Arjun gave the answer that he can see only the focus objective and nothing else. That means it was necessary to create the concentrated mind, concentrated efforts in the learners, so that they become very focused and they utilize their energy fully in only attaining certain level. As you know that present system is ensuring certain level of attainment, but it is not ensuring the sustainability of the attained knowledge as compared to the ancient system, where not only attainment level but also sustainable of the acquired knowledge is also ensured.